Greetings traders, my name is Margo Amala. I am a time-based trader. I use planetary cycles to identify key reversal zones in the market. And last night on my Patreon, I made a post to my members letting them know that we were approaching a key reversal zone in the NASDAQ today. That played out with a giant outside bar to the downside. Let's review that move and take a look at where I think we're going next. Okay, here is my chart of the NASDAQ on the daily that I'm using at the moment. Just to give you a little lay of the land, the purple lines are part of a synodic cycle Gann fan that is anchored to the low in October 2023. The orange lines here are an ascendant Gann fan that is anchored to the low here on April 19th. These are unique Gann fans that are innovated by time trades. And I'll put a link in the video description below if you want to check out the time trades indicators and web-based application. He uses AI and real-time planetary movement merged with his innovative indicators, and it gives me an incredible amount of precision to measure current planetary cycles. So that brings me to where we are here. Yesterday, I made a post in my Patreon, and again, I'll put a link in the video description below if you haven't checked out my Patreon. I do a bi-weekly newsletter with regular weekly Patreon updates. And in my newsletter on Sunday, I identified the key level on the NASDAQ as 20,900 to 21,000. And the reason I identified that level is because that is where this purple Gann fan is going to, it was going to land. So if we go back and we take a look, every time price tests a channel on the purple Gann fan, price rejects. And then it does break through oftentimes on the second try, or sometimes it will ride up along it, but it never has broken through on the first try. And so here we are. We tested the top of this channel back here. We rejected, we came down, and now we have slowly made our way back up here. But I was looking for this rejection here. And now I'm looking for at least a temporary hold of the channel here. So the orange ascendant fan and the purple fan here are the price is very close. So the levels there that we can look at are between, and it depends a little bit on when we get there. We're very close to there right now, but it's basically the 20,300 level. And then I'm going to go ahead and say that we could look all the way down to 20,141 because that's actually the 0.236 if we were to put a Fibonacci retracement on there from the low to the high here. So, and that would be a pretty bullish hold there. Overall, I am looking for the NASDAQ to have some consolidation period. At the moment, I think it's highly probable that we're going to come down into a key planetary cycle pivot zone that I've identified, which is going to be around the full moon next week. So that will be between July 19th and July 23rd. So at this time, I'm looking for a pivot low in this zone that could potentially be for buying. My overall outlook on the U.S. indexes right now has also been informing what I was looking for in the NASDAQ as well. Right now, actually beginning about 3 weeks ago in the Astrology report, which is my biweekly newsletter, I started letting the members know that I was looking for rotation out of tech and into the Russell and the Dow. And today, I believe we saw the beginning of that as price had a massive move up in the Russell. And you could visibly see the money move from the NASDAQ into the Russell. The Dow is lagging behind, still inside its tight range, but currently breaking above the weekly high that I had been tracking. So it is moving in alignment with the direction that I was anticipating. So ultimately, my outlook for the next, I'd say 4 to 6 weeks is that we would be looking for some consolidation in the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 while money moves and rotates into the Dow and the Russell. And that would overall keep the markets propped up as we move into the time zone of August 2nd to September 2nd, which is the time that I'm looking for a more significant major top in the US indexes. All right, everybody, trade smart, and I hope you have a successful week.